Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me video. I'm going to show you how I achieved this makeup and hair look today. So thank you again for watching, and please hit the subscribe button and also share it with your friends. I'd love to meet people that have skin problems like I do. I have oily skin and acne prone skin, and so I use my makeup to hide imperfections and redness. So if that's something you're interested in, then just hit the like button for me and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks guys. Okay, so this is my no makeup face, and as you can tell, I've got some old breakouts and I've got a couple of new ones. Nothing horrible. It's actually looking really, really good right now. So I've got a little bit of redness here on the sides that I always like to cover. These are like old spots here, and then a couple of new ones right around here. So first I'm going to start with my primer, and this is not the one I talked about in my last video. This is the pore minimizing foundation primer. And the reason I wanted to try this is just see how it worked with my pores on my cheeks and my nose and everything. It's definitely got that feel to it that I was talking about before, where it feels kind of greasy. It's not real bad, but the first few days I used it, it was not working at all. But with everything that you try on your face, you need to give it just a few more days than that. So I've been doing this for about a full week now, and it's actually gotten better. So but what I do is I just rub it around, and especially right here on the nose area and like right here on my cheeks where my pores are a little bit bigger, I just make sure that I rub it in real good, and then I need to let that totally dry. There's a difference between some primers where some of them feel stickier when it's dried. This one actually just dries down all the way. It is oil free, so I'm just going to give that just a minute and let it dry. Okay, so it's dried down now, and once I touch my cheeks, it feels dry, forehead feels dry, everything feels dry. So now I'm going to go in with my foundation and my primer, and these are the ones that I reviewed in my May favorites video. So I'm just going to take a pump of primer, and I'm going to do it like this, right under my eyes, a little bit on those red areas that I want to cover up. And I actually mix this with my foundation once I start putting it all over my face. Now I'm going to take my foundation, and I'm just going to put this all over. So now I'm going to take my foundation brush, and I'm going to start working it around. And what I've found works best for my skin is using the brush and the Beauty Blender. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go around and just basically get the foundation all over my face. And then I'm going to go back with the Beauty Blender and really blend it all out. And so in my last one, you can tell what I meant by when I said it wasn't 100% full coverage. You can still see a few spots, but I'm going to go back and just dot over those. So I'm going to take the Beauty Blender now, and I'm going to come back and I'm just going to bounce it. And I'm just making sure that the foundation is pressed in and that there's no streaks anywhere. And today my lighting is different because I've got my regular lighting and I've got my window lighting, so I thought I'd try that and see if it was better, if it gave a better, clearer picture. So now I'm just going to go back and just do a second coat, not everywhere because I don't need a second coat everywhere. I'm just going to go back and kind of just touch up the areas that needed more coverage. And now the second coat, I'm going to actually only blend it out with the Beauty Blender. Because sometimes that brush, once you're doing a second coat, can really come back and pick up that first layer you put down. And we don't want that. Okay, so as soon as we're done with the foundation now, I'm going to go in with my powder. And right now I'm using Dermablend, and this is actually a mixture. I did the clear and I think it's the cool beige or something like that. Anyway, I don't have the second container, but anyway, I mixed the two together to give me more of a, it's like a, whoopsies, it's more like a an off-white, kind of a light beigey color. What I found was when I was using the clear, you know, translucent powder, it gave it just like a little bit of a white cast, and so it was a little too white. So now I'm just going to take my beauty blender and dip it into the powder, and I'm just going to dot it on like this. And so what I'm doing is I am pressing it in because, like I said before, I've got oily skin and I need my makeup to last. So I'm just going to come all over my face and press it in. Now once I get to the eye area, I'm going to take the pointed end of my beauty blender and I'm going to come in and I'm going to go right up underneath to help set that under eye, because especially since I used concealer under there, it can crease and nobody wants to see that. So, but you can tell the difference that the setting powder has already made from one side to the other. And I've always just liked my powder to have just a little bit of a tint. You have to be really careful with powders because it can easily change the look of your face and make it look too heavy or too caked. And I just like to have a little bit of tint. So this Dermablend has been really nice because this brand is made by dermatologists and it's not gonna clog your pores, which is amazing. So now when I get to the nose here, I'm going to really just press it in. And this has been working really well for me lately. I used to use a brush, and if you don't have oily skin, you can take a fluffy brush, you know. I used to use like this fluffy brush here, just to kind of just set the powder on top of the skin. But this is really just pressing it in and helping set that foundation that we put down. Now, you see a lot of people online that do baking, which if you don't know what that is, it's where you leave excess amounts of powder on your face, and your face actually heats up and it's supposed to make the powder set better. I'm sure it works, but for me, I don't find the need to do that. I literally can just take it and press it in and not have all that extra powder, you know, to brush off later. So anyway, that works for me. Now, as I've gotten older, I break out a lot more down here, and so I've got to make sure that I actually set this area with powder if I want it to not rub off later. This is the part that always rubs off by the end of the day if I don't set it very well. So I'm just going to come in and just take a look up close, make sure it looks clean and everything. Okay, done with that. So my next step I always do is I put on my contour, and I always use a powder contour and blush and all that. I don't use anything cream because of the oily skin. So this is my MAC powder, and this is in the shade or something, let's see. It's actually just called Matte Bronzing Powder. I've been really happy with this. It goes on light. So if you don't like to see like a huge crease that you got to blend out later, you know, this is great. Especially since I'm putting it on top of my powder. So I'm going to come in at the cheekbone area, and I'm just going right underneath my bone. Here's my bone. I'm going right underneath. And now when I'm pushing it in, I'm not like rubbing really hard because I don't want to take off the foundation and the powder that I already just put on there. And so now I'm actually going to use my angle brush that I was using for the contour. I'm actually going to squeeze it, make it small, and use it for my nose contour. So if you've never contoured your face before, it's not hard to do. It takes just another minute of your time when you're doing your makeup, and it actually makes a huge difference on your face. So you can tell here how much my cheeks look like they have, they just look a little bit slimmer here, and then I'm also going to go down and do my jawline here in just a sec, but I want to make sure my nose looks good. And so the whole point of contouring your nose and your cheeks is just to carve out that area and place a shadow there, and it directs your eyes to the lightest part, which is right in the center, which makes your nose look thinner. So I'm contouring right here on the very top sides of my nose, and that way I'm making a slimming effect on the bridge of my nose. So down here on the jawline, I'm not going to take a ton of product, I just want to do a little bit. right at the jawline. And now look at the difference between this side and this side. You can just see that I just carved out that spot and made it look shadowed, and it makes my jawline look just a little bit slimmer. Of course, if I sat up straight and, like, you know, put my shoulders back, it'd look a lot better, but whatever. And I always take a little bit of bronzer, and if I haven't used my fake tanner in a little while, I'm just going to blend down my color onto my neck area here. Sometimes I'm like super in the spray tan fake mood, and then other days I'm like, I don't want to jack with it. And I'm going to take a little bit up here on the forehead, just to bring down the line, make it not look so high. I don't have a bad forehead or anything. I'm not like freaking out about that, but it just adds a little color to your face, because once you put your foundation and your powder on, you've whited out all the blemishes and everything. It looks a little too perfect, and so you've got to add some shade back in there so you don't look so, pasty all over or whatever. So now I'm going to take my blush, and I'm using the MAC blush, and this is in Warm Soul. It's the mineral blush. And I've got another angled brush, but I use it for blush. It's pink, so, makes it simple. Now this one goes on really light also. So if you like to see the blush, you got to do several coats, which is fine because I've had other blushes. Like I think I've got the Tarte blush in there, one of them, and it goes on really heavy right away, which isn't bad, but if you're going to screw it up, that's an easy way to do it. So now you can see the color coming back into my cheeks a little bit, and it's not in your face, it's just nice in color. Now I like to do just a teeny bit on the nose. I don't know why. Probably because I grew up in the 80s, I don't know. Okay. So now that that's done, I put on my eyeshadow primer, which is the Urban Decay Original. And mine's almost empty, actually. I need to buy another one. But it comes with a little applicator, and so I'm just going to take it and just dot it on the eyelid. And then I will blend it out with my finger. And I don't mean like rub it across, I mean dot it. Then while I let that dry, I will do my eyebrows. And I'm actually going to do those off camera because I need to get up close to do it. But what I like to do is I like to first use the brush and just really make the shape. Like I like to push them up and then bring them to the side, because if you don't like push your hairs into place, then you're creating a shape with your brow pencil that you don't want. And so I'm gonna do these off camera and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have penciled them in and created my shape, all I've done is just worked with the shape I had and just outlined them. Now I'm going to take my little brow tint thing here, it's just the Ulta brand, in medium, and I'm just going to come through and just brush across the top. I'm not trying to create a new brow shape or anything. I have some blonde hairs in my eyebrows, and so I'm just trying to blend those out. Now this color is a little bit warmer than I normally wear, but of course I went to make the video, realized I was out of my other one. So anyway, so the one I use today is, I don't even know what brand this is. Oh, CoverGirl. Okay. Midnight Brown. Okay, so now moving on to my eyeshadow again. We're going to go back to the eyes because my primer is dry. I'm going to take the BH Cosmetics palette that I was talking about the other day in my May favorites. And I'm going to pick out a shade here. Let's see. I'm going to go with maybe this mauve-y kind of brown shade right here. Let's see, right here. Yeah, right there. I'm going to go in. I'm going to start at the crease area. And like I was talking about before, I've just really been enjoying doing like a softer eye. Summertime's coming and everybody's doing just lightweight eyes, very natural and pretty. And so that's kind of what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in the crease, and I'm also going to drag it down to the lid. so now I'm going to go in with a little flat brush. And I'm going to go in with a little bit more of a brown shade, so maybe the one right above it here. Let's see. That was the one I used. This is the one that I'm going to do on the corners. I don't want to have a dark corner, so I'm just going to go with a brown. Okay, so eyeshadow's done. Like I said, this is simple. I'm not going crazy. I put some eyeshadow underneath to give me some dimension under my eyes. And so today I'm going to use the It Superhero. This is the one that I reviewed on my May Favorites video. This stuff is really good. So I'm going to zoom in and do my eyeshadow here, my eyelashes. So when I go in, I'm working the base and I'm pushing my eyelashes going up. Of course, I got mascara on me. But I really like having that thick lash line because I suck at doing eyeliner. Just do. I could put on simple eyeliner, but I'm one of those that's like, you know, you're doing the cat liner and like it gets bigger and bigger and yeah, just whatever. Not for me. I'm not afraid to admit that I suck at things. Going back and just touching up a little bit. I like my eyelashes to look full and feathered and nice and black. So let me zoom in and show you here. A little bit underneath. Pretty amazing. Okay, so I'm going to go now with my highlighter. And I don't go highlighter crazy. I'm going to take, this is the MAC Soft and Gentle. I think it's B16, I guess that's the number. So I'm going to take a little bit on my finger, and I'm going to go to the inner corner of my eye, just to give it a little highlight. And you see the difference here, it's got that little bit of a shine. It just kind of brightens it and makes it look really nice. It attracts attention to that corner. And I'm going to do a little bit right at the brow bone underneath my eyebrow, because what that does is it gives it that shine and it just lifts up your eyebrow a little bit, makes it look a little bit tighter and higher. And these are sisters, not twins, so don't judge me. And then I'm just going to do a little bit on the Cupid's bow. I don't do my cheeks or my nose. I've done it in the past, and you know, having oily skin, seeing shine makes me think oil, and if my face would stay 100% oil free all day, then maybe I would do it, but I do have to blot just a teeny bit during the day, so yeah, I don't want to see any shine. Okay, so the last step is my setting spray, which is the Urban Decay De-Slick Oil Control. And this stuff has been pretty amazing for me. So once you take the lid off, I'm going to shake it really good, and we're going to spray it all over. And I like to cover my hair because I guess I get that crap everywhere, and I don't want my hair to get wet, so. Okay, and for those of you that have never used a setting spray, this is going to basically just help lock in your makeup, and it feels like water when it sprays on. Your face will feel wet. The more you spray, the wetter your face will be. You just need to let it dry down, and that's it. You won't even tell it's there later. So lately I've been doing a lot of nude lips, and so I have which is funny, I have two CoverGirl things in my video today, and I don't even know how long I've had these because I don't use CoverGirl anymore. For some reason, CoverGirl makes my face turn red. There's something in the ingredients that actually gives me a reaction and makes me turn red. So I'm going to line my lips first. So the one I'm going to use today is MAC, and it is a cream sheen, cream in your coffee. I don't even know if they still have this. I've had this for a little while now. Now this one is not nude. I get it. Okay, so in my process of figuring out what I wanted to do, I decided not to do as nude. But what I do like to do is I do like to take my lip glosses and tone down my lipsticks if I don't want them to be so dark or so bam in your face. This one is Smashbox, and this one is probably older, Illume. I really like the Smashbox glosses though. I've got another one in like a really like peach color. It's like a peachy orange, and it really is so pretty on top of lipsticks. I love it. Okay, so for my hair today, this is second day hair. I am going to take a little bit of my dry shampoo, which this is my absolute favorite dry shampoo. I don't know why I'm itchy, sorry. Today, my face is a little itchy. But this is Living Proof Perfect Hair Day dry shampoo. Oh my god, this stuff is so amazing. So you want to shake it up really good and just spray it away. Like, you don't want to be up right in your part line, or you're going to have like gray hair. So, see. But it brushes out. And my hair's not really oily, but I do it because by the end of the day, I might have a little bit of oil, and I want it to look nice and clean. So you let this dry, and then you're going to finger brush it or brush it out if your hair's straighter. So I just kind of finger brush it and give it a little shake, I guess. And so now I'm going to go in with my flat iron, and I'm just going to touch up my hair. This is my curls from yesterday. They've held up pretty well. They're not like, you can tell one side is still a little curlier than the other. So I'm just going to go back in and try and just touch up some pieces here. Okay, so on here, all I did was just touch up a few pieces on the top, and I kind of am liking the looser look right now, so I'm going to leave it like it is. So the next product I'm going to use is my Living Proof Full Dry Volume Blast. This is the best texture spray I have ever used, and I've tried several. So what you're going to do is shake it up just like the other one, and you're going to lift and spray where you want texture. So first off, I'm going to spray it right in the root area because I want to have a little bit of volume. Well, a lot of volume. In Texas, there is no such thing as a little bit of volume. And it's okay. I always tell people, don't be afraid if it's too big. You can always take it down if it's too big. But if there's not enough volume, then what do you can't go back and fix that if you're out for the day and everything. So you just let that dry. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into my curls here and my waves and just spray into them, because I want the ends of my hair to have a little bit of texture also. So we're going to let that dry for about a minute and come right back. Okay, so I'm going to take my hairspray, which right now my favorite is the Chi. And I'm spraying up into my little, whatever you call this, my little floof right here. So now that I've got all that texture in my waves, I'm just going to spray some hairspray in there just to kind of help hold the shape for the day, because I wanted to have some volume on the sides. Yes. And so you'll have this textured feel. If you're going to spray hairspray in your hair, you're going to have a little bit of texture to it. So I want that for the rest of the day because it's been humid here lately, and I want to make sure it's going to last. So that's how I styled it out, and that's second day hair. So it's pretty darn good for second day hair. Okay guys, so that is the end of my Get Ready With Me video. I'd only say that 3 times to get it right, but whatever. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know below if you're an oily skin girl and that this is problems you face. I've spent so many years trying products and different skincare lines and seeing what works for me. So if you've got questions, please let me know below, and I'd love to chat with you about it. But anyway, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a great week. Love you. Okay guys, so that is the end of my get together. Why do I keep saying that? It's not get together. We're not hanging out. Ugh. And I do not overdraw my lips. I feel it looks weird. It's for some people. Go for it. I don't care. But I don't like it because I think it looks weird on me. So I'm contouring. Top my brush.